3, 2, 1, go. Woo! That was close. Good gracious. La 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 la, da 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 da. The quick brown fox jumped over the white picket fence. All right, John, warm up. Don't screw this up. Why is the red light on? Have you been watching this whole time? Oops. Well, anyway, welcome back to the channel. Today it's Coffee with John. And I'm not going to call this Wednesdays with John or anything like that because, let's face it, your old buddy John just ain't coordinated and is too lazy to come up with a weekly topic. But I came up with a good one this week, and you probably already know what it is because you read the title of this video. And that would be, how do you store your bike? Now, the way I see it, there are three types of storage. First is the overnight storage between day rides, you know, like you commuted, you're going to commute tomorrow. How do you store your bike? The next one is for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks maybe. And then the last one is during the off season. So I'm curious how other people store their bikes. I'm not blessed with a garage. I have the trailer. You've seen the trailer. That's where I store my Street Glide. But I store my other bikes, one under a cover and one under a shell. So I think I'm well equipped to answer this question: is which is the best? And the best is going to be a garage because you have power built in, protection from the elements. You can have it temperature controlled pretty easily. But second best is going to be a trailer, and that's because it keeps it up off the ground and gives you 360-degree protection, but they're expensive. The last ride I did was on my KZ, and thinking of pulling it out from under the cover reminded me that I did get it out for another ride, and it ran fine. But then I threw a leg over this bike the next day, and I was like, oh my goodness, my feet are, so far out in front of me, and my legs are splayed out. And oh, this feels weird for like 100 feet. And then I was like, oh, I'm home again. And then I hit the throttle. I was like, torque. I love torque. But anyway, I digress. So the whole trailer conundrum, they're expensive. You have to have a place to park them. They take registration in many states, and if you don't park it like on your property, like mine is out by the street, I don't have power run out there. So what I did was I bought a solar panel. I'll leave a link in the description below. This thing is worth twice as much as it costs, and it may cost twice as much as when I bought it, and it's still worth it because I'll be damned, that thing keeps the battery on this bike topped up, and Harley tells you leave the bike plugged into a tender whenever you're not riding it. And that solar panel I bought, I think it's the 15-watt model. It does 860 millivolts or something, milliamps, I'm not really sure. 860 somethings instead of 1 milliamp. I just don't know. So I'm not going to talk about it like I'm an expert. But I do know it's the bigger of the three sizes they sell, thus the most expensive, but it also works the best. I have been quite pleased with that setup. We always make a left, let's make a right. We're going the other way today. While we're riding along, anybody else notice how wide that damn bike looks? That's a Harley of some fashion. I want to say it's like a Fat Bob or a Fat Boy or something. I'm a Fat Boy. That might be a Dyna. I'm not sure. But good golly, that transmission is wide. Ooh, the primary, right? That's a primary? Yeah, that's right. I'm a mechanic. Yeah, I went to Scotty Kilmer's School of Mechanics stuff. So really, I just had to yell at the camera and say, that thing's junk. I'm kidding. Scotty cracks me up sometimes. Anyway. So where was I? We were talking about covers, right? Yeah. So the lowly motorcycle cover, somewhere between 25 and 150 bucks. They work for a few seasons, they get ripped. You gotta buy the right kind or put your bike in cold. They're kind of a pain in the ass, but I think they serve a purpose, because if you're just gonna ride one day, ride the next, you wanna keep the dust and dew off, they work great for that. You wanna store it over the winter? Nah, not so much, because you're on the ground and stuff like that. My 4KZ, it sits outside all the time. But I keep a cover on it when I'm not riding it, and it's holding up okay, as well as any 41-year-old bike will, 42, however old that thing is now. Almost 42. So you have garages, which admittedly, if you can't afford a house, or if you can't afford a house in your area with a garage, they're really expensive. Next up is the trailer, which was sort of expensive. Now, the one thing I didn't mention was the shell. And I have two of them, one for my wife's Sportster, which you've seen in the background of some of my videos, and then my bobber sits in one all the time. Those are great because they have 360-degree protection. You can run electricity to them. They're 4 by 10 feet, so you get you can put it basically anywhere on your property and run an extension cord to it to keep the battery topped up. And it doesn't matter if you put the bike in hot or cold, because nothing touches your bike once it's in there. So I really like those. They're like 500 bucks. I'll leave a link to that in the description too. So they're not cheap, but I've had two of them for 10 years and they're aces. I love them. I do recommend putting a big tub of damp rid or something like that in there with it, because they tend to accumulate moisture even with the vents built into them. So that's my take on covering your bike. I'm interested to hear what your comments on the subject are, so go ahead and let me know what you're storing your bike in, or how you store your bike, in the comments below. So did you like that intro? That was funny, right? Anyway, I have had the shittiest frickin' week. It has just been one thing after another. My family has had a stomach bug run through the house, which is disgusting. I won't go into details, but it waylaid us for a week. As I mentioned before, I had a dear friend in the hospital and we lost him. His service is in a few days, and I'm doing the eulogy at it. So I don't like to bring up negative things on the channel, but my buddy Dewey at Dewey Rides, he and I talk quite frequently, and we were chatting the other night, and he said, you can't always be YouTube John. Sometimes you just gotta show the other side. So today, we're showing the other side a little bit. But here's where motorcycling comes in handy, and why you're still watching this video. Like I said, I've been having this frickin' week, but I threw a leg over this street glide, and it all disappeared. All the sadness, whoop, everything but the bumps, right? I couldn't have planned that any better. I didn't plan that, I swear. It all melts away, and I'm again in my happy place. And it's not always feasible to get out on two wheels, but when it is, I go brap brap, brap brap, and it just puts a smile on my face right here. If there's been a ton of videos coming out on the channel instead of the twice weekly, blame my buddy for dying. His death really just racked us really bad. Wrecked us, made us feel bad in a heartfelt way. We miss him dearly already. So I implore you to, and I've used that word a lot lately, but anyway, I ask of you, do something nice for yourself today. Hug your loved ones. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and somebody keeps posting on one of the Street Glide forums on Facebook. They keep posting this picture. It says there are 7 days in the week, and someday is not one of them. So while I'm only out for a short ride today, hence the very familiar close to my house roads, this is my one thing I'm doing for me today, and I've been editing videos a lot in the evening. I won't say it's mindless work, but it does keep me busy and off the streets. Not that I'd really be on the streets anyway. I have motorcycles. I can't afford to be on the streets. But I wanted to remind you, my friends, to go out and do something for yourself today. Sort of live in the moment, live for the micro moments. And since I never know what part of my videos are actually going to make it into a video, I may have said that recently too, but I'm just going to repeat myself because these things bear repeating. And I'm a walking cliche, repetitive parrot of pop culture. And let me tell you, they say money can't buy happiness, but money can buy a motorcycle, and that's like the same thing, right? Especially a beautiful day like today. What are we at? 81 degrees. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That was close. I came around that corner lickety split, and luckily I was covering the brake, was able to stand it up, hit the brakes, no ABS, no collision. Everybody goes away on their happy merry day. And that's about going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. You do the same. I hope you're having a wonderful week. My week is looking up. I got out on 2 wheels. I highly suggest you do the same. Until I see you again, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down, and enjoy the weather. That came out weird, didn't it? Enjoy your day. I'll see you in the next one. I'm an idiot. And drink plenty of coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Bye. And a note I forgot to tell you about my friend, that road reality would not be what it is without him today. Granted, I took it in a whole different direction, but it originally started out as a car blog, and he helped edit all my content. He helped me pick cars to review. He helped me with some contacts in the industry, and he, like I said, he always did my editing for me. So without him, road reality might not have been even big enough for me to have kept the lights on all these years. And then when I turned it into a motorcycle thing, he reviewed all my videos and gave me content ideas, and really just helped kind of shape the channel, give me a lot of feedback. So thanks again, Mike. We miss you. And that might be the first time I've said his name on camera.